Oh, hi. That's how I always start my videos. So ever since I started doing my tap dance tutorials, I've gotten a lot of questions. I've gotten questions about my choreography and my tutorial process and making videos and all kinds of questions. And so I decided to have my friend Sean. We do some vlogs on this channel known as Safety Scissors and Duct Tape. It's just two besties being weird. And since I'm really bad at just talking for the camera with no agenda, I decided to have him read the questions and I'll answer them as if I'm being interviewed, because that's easier for me to handle.
It's probably better than you asking the questions and me answering.
Yeah. So if at the end of this you have other questions that we haven't been asked yet that you want the answer to, I will absolutely do a part 2 of this vlog, so just go ahead and write your questions below.
Who knows what Bento's doing? All right, we ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So, she reiterated that these are questions that were asked through numerous social medias and things like that. So
we compiled them.
So you can ask her on any of the social media in case you aren't able to comment below. Cool. All right. So question 1. Why do you leave in your mistakes and random stuff that happens in your videos instead of just redoing it?
Okay, so I love that question, because at first I did edit out mistakes. I'd be like, oh man, that didn't sound perfect. I should retake that. And I would retake things like a bunch of times. Mm-hmm. Or all of a sudden the neighbor would start, he's gonna, like this mistake, like Bento about to shake the camera. Bento, come here.
Bento. He's like, no, I'm just gonna stand there.
Oh yeah, he's about to shake the, okay, never mind, he walked away. But things like that, the neighbor would start doing lawn work, or Alex would be really loud working, or the cat would jump up and make something terrible or funny. At first I did edit those things out, and then I realized that A, that was taking way too much extra time, and B, honestly, I think it adds something at that point when I can just be myself, my whatever, low-key, really easygoing self, and just say, okay, well, there's a dog barking. Yeah, I'm glad that you love tap dancing, puppy. And, you know, just have a little conversation with him instead, and just make it a little bit more human rather than perfect. Because if I keep trying to make every video perfect, I'm never going to release any.
So you basically just try to keep it real.
Yeah.
You want people to see you.
Yeah, at first I needed it to be so perfect, and then I started stressing out too much and realizing it was taking me too long to edit the videos, mm-hmm. rather than just, I mean, I'm gonna teach you regardless of whether or not Bento has entered the video, or you can still hear it. The buzzing in the background isn't wonderful, but I swear, my neighbor, I swear, mm-hmm. they only do yard work when I'm filming. It's like they know.
So I guess that'll segue into our next question. Do your neighbors make noise on purpose when you film?
I love this question. Mm-hmm. I think so.
It's like
no. Actually, when we first moved in, I went up to our neighbor, who's actually the HOA president, and I said, hi, I need to tell you something about me. I'm really loud. The only thing that you'll ever complain about with me is my volume level, because I'm a drummer and I'm a tap dancer, so I'm extremely loud all the time. Loud music and a lot of just banging on stuff. And a few weeks into the quarantine, he's telling me, you know, I think you lied to me. And I'm like, what? He goes, I haven't heard anything from you. You said that you were so loud. I haven't heard anything. And I'm sitting here like, well, I've heard everything that you've done. Mm-hmm. I hear him talking in the backyard, playing music, doing yard work. I said, how many days a week do you need to do yard work? His backyard must be perfect. Don't look at ours. Anyway, so yeah, I think so, but no.
Okay. What kind of setup do you have for videos and sound?
So I was actually just talking to somebody about how they were telling me you need to have a professional setup, you need to have professional sound and have a mic and have everything hooked up to a computer. And as ideal as that sounds, my goal is to be able to fit making tutorials into my incredibly busy schedule and get them out to you with no excuses on my part, as far as like, oh, well, I was too busy, I didn't have time to edit. My setup is a tripod, an iPhone, and a tap floor. That's it. That's my setup. My speaker is like, so here's the room, here's the room, the camera's here, the speaker is here, and I am here. So it's a triangle right there. So I was like, here, wait, you can't see that. Again, it would be really ideal if I had the perfect sound. And the guy was even saying, you know, people don't watch YouTube videos unless they have really nice sound. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds great, but it'll take me forever to edit, and I'll never get these videos out to you guys, because I work probably a 60 to 70 hour week between teaching at dance studios. I'm a full-time public school teacher. I also teach college, and I'm a writer. So, and I have 2 companies that have rehearsals literally all the time. So I'm also making choreography for them. And I have to take care of cats that pretend to be little kids, I swear. So I just have this really busy life, and if everything had to be perfect, just like with the mistakes, if the sound had to be perfect, I would never get these videos out to you. Right now I'm turning out, I made 4 today. I made 4 tutorials today. So I'd rather be efficient and give you guys that with my iPhone, voice, feet, speaker, than be perfect. Someday when this is my only job to do YouTube tutorials, then I will have a perfect setup. But until then, I'm not gonna sacrifice your availability to get these tutorials just so that it's perfect.
But overall, I mean, your sound is solid. They can hear your taps. They can hear the music to follow along. So
yeah, it just doesn't sound like a professional YouTube video, is what I heard. But
All right. Next question. Why do you let your cats interrupt your videos?
how can I not? You can answer this. I mean, these are your cats too.
Because
There's no way that they wouldn't be able to interrupt the video.
oh yeah, this is their house. We just live here with them.
Yeah, this is the way I see it. The cats only have these walls to live in. They're not outside cats, they're inside cats. So if I were to deny them entry into the living room for as many hours as it took, I think I filmed for about 4 hours today. That's 4 hours where they can't get into the living room. That's rude, first of all. And the living room is their only way to get to the litter box, because we keep those on the porch, which if you notice in my videos, I have this like weird purple thing hanging on a door that doesn't go all the way down. That's actually insulation so that we can keep our porch door open 24/7 so that we can have their litter boxes outside. Anyway, yeah, I can't lock them up for hours at a time. That's mean. And what if they pee on the floor?
Don't want that.
I don't want that. So, also Sayuri is incredibly emotional right now. She's just a very emotional cat. She's been through a lot, and she gets very lonely, which is why you'll watch her come up to me and just look at me like, Mom. And I'm like, okay. And I'll actually pick her up in some of the videos because she needs the comfort, and I recognize that. I don't want to stop filming, but she needs that right now. So both.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Next question. How do you choose what songs you're going to do for tutorials?
Oh, that's a good question. A lot of times I try to make sure that I do stuff that you guys will like. So I look up popular songs. I have asked some of my dancers who are very well versed in TikTok to give me good song suggestions. I also look up just top music 2020 and see what comes out that week. That's how I found Lady Gaga's new album, because I just put out Sour Candy on my YouTube page. I also have Rain on Me coming soon, although this video, by the time you're watching this, is probably very old, so it's probably already there.
Go find it.
Yeah. Well, it's just, I think about what you guys might enjoy. I use some genres I don't like personally. I don't think any music is bad. I just have preferences. I have likes, I have dislikes, and you guys should have likes and dislikes. I know a good number of people that I teach don't like country music, even though I love country music. So I try not to use too much of that. So I don't really look at top country charts. I look at top pop charts. And I do know that there's a big K-pop fandom in a lot of the people that I teach and a lot of the people that I perform for, since Noise Complaint performs at pop culture conventions. So I do find myself using some K-pop songs, even though it's not my favorite genre. But I want to find stuff that you guys are going to enjoy tapping to. So I also take your suggestions very seriously. I have had people suggest songs and I said, okay, and I did them. I won't always do them. Sometimes it doesn't work. But a lot of times I'll go, oh, that sounds like a great song. I'll do that. Or I'll put it on my list. So.
Nice.
Sorry, I talk a lot.
No, you're good. So I think it's really cool that you are willing to utilize all different genres instead of there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, I'll only choreograph to this or I'll only choreograph to that.
Well, in my opinion, these videos are for them. It's for the YouTube user that's going to be learning from the video. And if they could tap dance to a song they enjoy rather than a song that they're just like, oh, this is like nails on a chalkboard, that should be what I do.
Okay.
And like I said, not a lot of people like country music. I love it. I've choreographed to 2 country songs so far. 3, sort of. The one from Scoob is not really a country song because it's got Ava Max in it, so she gets out of the country genre. But
okay.
But I try not to do too much of that because you're gonna have people going, ah, my ears, they're bleeding, and I'm over here crying because I actually really like it.
So with that, you know, with you choosing for the people and for them to actually have songs that they want to enjoy, what is your ultimate goal with these tutorials?
My ultimate goal, well, the reason I started them was because we went on quarantine, right? And there were a couple of weeks where my studios hadn't started Zoom classes yet, and one of my studios was asking us to make YouTube videos, and I was like, okay, sure. And I realized that I can't live my life if I'm not teaching dance. I don't know what to do if I'm not teaching, because that's the greatest love of my life. Like tap dancing is a love of my life, but teaching is like the absolute ultimate greatest. So I realized that I needed to find a way to keep teaching even when I can't keep teaching. So I started making tutorials, and people loved it. And I'm not doing it because people loved it so I got views or anything. I don't care. People love it. They're telling me that I sparked their interest in tap, or I rekindled their love for tap with these videos, or finally I have a teacher when I haven't had a teacher. I feel like I am their teacher by YouTube proxy. And so the ultimate goal with these is to teach you guys to dance, teach you guys tap dance. And that's why I have step tutorials, so I can teach you steps if you don't already know them. I have across the floor exercises that help you just train the steps that you already know. And then I have combinations, which is a fun way for you to exercise these steps and have fun with them. And so you get to learn more choreography, and that's a skill in and of itself, learning choreography. So yeah, the ultimate goal is my students. All of them, all of you are now my students. That's awesome.
And based on all them being your students, I know that you've gotten a few videos from people all over.
Yeah, first of all, I love it when you guys post or send me videos and tag me and say, like, I learned this choreography, it's by Jenne Vermes, which if you didn't know, that's how I pronounce my name. A lot of people don't know that. Sorry, the cat sneezed. Which you need to check out my Instagram to find the greatest cat sneezing video of all time. My Instagram is @Jenne Vermes. I'll put it in the, it'll be below. It'll be below. But what was I saying?
About getting choreography from all over.
Yeah. So I've gotten videos from people in Denmark, the UK, Japan, South Africa, Brazil, Canada? I've gotten videos from all over the place, so people are doing my choreography around the world, and that was one of my dreams as a budding tap dancer and then becoming a choreographer. And now I'm a professional tap dance choreographer, but only my people have been doing my choreography. Now my choreography is being done everywhere, and that's just really amazing. So if you learn one of my things, go ahead, send me a video of it, tag me. I will, if you want critiques, I'd be happy to do that. I'm pretty slow to answer sometimes when I get busy, but don't worry, I will get to you, I promise.
Nice. And
I'm so wordy.
why is your style so different from a lot of other choreographers and teachers out there?
Oh, that's a question. Wow. Okay, I think that has 3 reasons.
Okay.
Number 1, I have a very eclectic training background. I grew up training in the New York style of tap. I actually didn't grow up in New York. I grew up in South Florida, which is like New York, only warm and very beachy. A lot of New Yorkers moved down there. That's how my family came down there. We were New Yorkers before I was a wee bab, okay? And then we moved down and I lived among New Yorkers in South Florida. And so I learned that Broadway style of tap and I got that great foundation, the Al Gilbert syllabus. And then I found myself a teacher at a convention, but then I like followed him around like a little tap puppy dog going, I want you to be my teacher. So I took private lessons with him and I took his class like literally everywhere. I found out what convention he was going to be at and I went. His name is Anthony Locascio and he was a tap dog and his style was Australian because even though he grew up training in New York, he was a tap dog and that style is a very different style of tap. Like instead of dig being like with your heel, he says when he steps down, it's a dig. And so that's just different. But so I got that extra weird style. That's point number one. Number two, more than a dancer, I am a musician. I have a degree in music theory and I am obsessed with music theory. It is something, I have books upon books of music theory. Somebody asked me about Stravinsky's Rite of Spring the other day. They were just talking about how weird the ballet is and I was like, oh, do you want to know how weird Stravinsky is? Let me tell you. And then I started talking about like the analysis of his music and I think my student went, it's not what I was saying. Anyway, I'm really passionate about music theory, but I think it's because I approach choreography as composition instead of choreography is what makes it different. It's why I start phrases on the 1 instead of the 8. It's why my time steps start on the 1. When I choreograph a dance, I am not choreographing a physical dance. I am composing a piece of music that I happen to be executing with my feet and my body. And that's what makes it different. Okay. The third reason is that I'm just weird. I'm really weird. If you haven't noticed from the vlogs that we do, I'm weird. And I'm proud of it. So, yeah, but I think the biggest reason is the musician versus dancer thing.
That makes sense.
A lot of tap dancers are dancers, and that's great, that's fine. It's just most of my background, even though I've been tap dancing for, at this point, 33 years, because I have such a strong musical background and such a passion for it, and I studied it so in depth, I think that that has more of a play on how I choreograph than dance.
Okay. It's very cool.
Yeah. Were those the only questions?
That was it. That was
Really?
Yeah, that's what we got. We got, you know.
Wow. Okay. Well, those are some good questions. I was really, really happy to be able to answer those. See, I'm just as eloquent in a vlog as I am when I teach, okay?
I think it was really cool that you opened up and gave some insight into Jen's world, like how you do this, why you do this, where it comes from inside of you. I think that's really cool that you are sharing with them, because a lot of people, they might go, well, I kind of like how, so I would like to start my time step on 1. I think it sounds better, but no one else does, so maybe I'm weird, maybe I shouldn't. But this shows them that there are multiple ways of doing something.
Yeah, and actually I just filmed a time step tutorial today. And I talked about how I like to start it on 1, but other people are gonna start it on 8. At least I think that I talked about that because I filmed the entire tutorial and my phone froze and it didn't record any of it. So I had to do it all over again. So I really hope that I didn't miss that part. So I said I filmed 4 tutorials today. Technically, I filmed 5.
Oh, because you had to do that one twice.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That happens too. And I would say I have a whole reel of bloopers. I don't. They're actually in the video. Also, I got a message from somebody recently on the What a Man Gotta Do tutorial.
Okay.
And they told me a part was missing. I didn't notice that when I edited it. I think my finger slipped. Maybe I edited when I was like sleepy and my finger slipped and I think it trashed that part of it when I was editing. And so when it rendered, it didn't have that part. And I would not have known unless they told me. So if there's ever like, I mean, don't nitpick my videos, please, but if it's very clear that a part is missing, like a piece of the video didn't make it, send me a message. That would be really fantastic. But yeah.
Nice. That's really cool that, you know, that that's how your mind works.
I like tap. I like music. I like sharing it with you. So thank you for moderating this, because I wouldn't have been able to just sit here and talk to the camera without you. I'm trying to like look at them when I talk, but I have this instinct to look at you when I talk.
I try to on occasions look back because I'm like, oh yeah. But no, I think it was really cool, and thanks for letting me be a part of it. And I hope they learned some stuff. And if you guys have any questions that you want to learn about her and her process and her cats,
Yeah, you can ask me
below.
questions about the cats. I will talk about them all day. I am a crazy cat lady, and this is a cat dad, and
But yeah, and if you guys, like she said earlier, if you guys happen to have any song suggestions that you want or that you think would be really cool, and you're like, oh, I'd love to hear how you would composite this
it
song.
would be really helpful to give me song suggestions, honestly. I'm always looking for good music. Always.
Yeah,
Also, what?
I was gonna say, I'll get a message at work and she's like, I need a cool song. And I'm like, I'm listening to a whole lot of
You're
video.
really good at this.
Yeah.
Like, he's really good at picking music, I'm not gonna lie. Also, if you like the interaction between us, we do have vlogs. They're random, they're stupid, they're fun. So check that out on my channel. If you look up Safety Scissors and Duct Tape vlog, you'll find that.
You have a playlist for it, right?
I do.
Yep,
I have
so
playlists for
click-
pretty much everything.
Right there, click the playlist.
Yeah, there's a playlist for my tap dance videos, which is just me dancing, not me teaching anything. And then I have a couple of vocal covers I was brave enough to actually put on the internet. We can talk about that in another vlog if y'all want. But I was brave enough to sing in public, and I put them in a little playlist, and there they are. Then I have the tap dance tutorial. I'm gonna make another playlist of tutorials that are just step tutorials, just so that they're easier to find.
I got you.
And then the Safety Scissors and Duct Tape vlogs. And this will probably be in that folder.
Cool. Any closing thoughts?
I just want to thank you guys for watching and tapping with my videos. Like, this is a dream come true to be able to teach all of you. If you guys want me to ever teach a live class on the internet, let me know. I'd be happy to. We could do it on Instagram or Facebook or Zoom. I'm a little zoomed out right now, but we could do it on Instagram or Facebook or Zoom, and we could figure that out. And that's if that's something that you guys want to do. I think that's fantastic. If you want to, I'd be happy to do that. I do offer online classes through a couple of studios, and I'm gonna be
Remix.
seriously, go to my Instagram and find that video. It's so good. It's so good.
Also, Jen, are you available for master classes?
I am available for master classes. Right now, traveling is not really.
Please hold.
Right now, traveling is not really a thing. So I'd be happy to do master classes virtually for right now, but I prefer to be in the classroom, so once the travel issues are over, I'd be happy to travel and come to your studio and teach a class. See, I would redo this, but why? What's the point? We're never
Now you
gonna
guys
say
get to
this
hear
again.
this.
This is why I just leave it.
Are you done?
Sayuri, my cat, the little pretty gray one, she has a deviated septum, so she sneezes a lot. It's kind of gross, but also kind of funny. She's lived with it her whole life. She's totally fine. She's more annoyed than anything else. She's a beautiful 15 years old, and doing very well. But girl's a sneezy. So we have Fatty, who's Bento, Sneezy, who's Sayuri, and
Rectangle.
the at. Our cat T'Challa, he's shaped like one of the at-ats from Star Wars. He's got very long legs and a very long rounded torso. It's very funny. But anyway, My final thoughts were, yes, I do master classes. Please message me if you're interested in either virtual or in person. I also am happy to choreograph for competition teams and for choreography showcases, senior solos, you name it. I'm happy to choreograph. I choreographed like 3 dances this morning. I love it. So just contact me for things like that, and keep watching my videos because I'm making them for you. Send me suggestions. I think you can follow me on Instagram for funny stuff too. So follow me on Instagram. I also post on Facebook. I have stuff on TikTok, but I'm not really hip with that yet. So, but it's there. I do have a couple videos on TikTok. Some of them are very funny. I think the one with the most views is the cats fighting. Is there any? Yeah. Is there anything else I should say? I'm so bad at this. This is why he does this for Noise Complaint. Oh, follow Noise Complaint and Rhythm Theory. Noise Complaint has all of our social media. We've got Noise Complaint Live pretty much anywhere. YouTube.com/Noise Complaint Live. Instagram is @NoiseComplaintLive. Facebook.com/Noise Complaint Live. Twitter is @Cosplay Tap Dance. My bad. And then Rhythm Theory. On Instagram, we're Rhythm Theory. On YouTube, search for Rhythm Theory Tap Ensemble, because we didn't get to YouTube in time to have a URL. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/Rhythm Theory Tap. And I think
You have a TikTok.
Rhythm Theory does have a TikTok. It's Rhythm Theory Tap, I think. Yes, pretty sure. I'll put it down below. It'll be there. But those are my 2 companies. So you'll see a lot of my choreography in there and some antics. And Noise Complaints videos always have bloopers. Just saying. Sometimes the bloopers are longer than the actual video. Definitely check that out. Okay, I think that's it.
I think that's it. I appreciate you sitting down with us and hanging out. And
He's going to moderate all of these from now on.
I appreciate you guys sitting down and hanging out with her and me, and mostly her because I'm just here to listen. But you guys are awesome.
You were awesome. You were so awesome. Everyone should have a best friend like you.
Call me for more. No.
We have a video on my YouTube page.
We do. Wait, was that the one in Puerto Rico? I had just learned that choreo.
You just learned that dance like 2 weeks before we went to Puerto Rico. And we were there cruising with my mom and brother for Thanksgiving. It's just a family tradition. We always go. And we're there, and there's these 2 dudes. They were dancers on the Royal Caribbean ship, and they're doing choreography to Finesse by Bruno Mars. And I had just taught him Finesse, our dance for Noise Complaint, to Finesse by Bruno Mars. And they're dancing it in the streets, and I went up to them and I was like, hey, we have some tap dance choreography to that. Can we make a video together? They were all about it. So we did. And that's on the YouTube page if you want to see me and the bestie dancing together. They
actually were going to each port that they were stopping in and filming scenes for that video that they did together. So
their video is really, really cool. If I can find their information again, I will link them as well.
I think I saw them on Facebook.
She's having a rough time. We should probably go.
But yeah, thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
This is Jenne Vermes. I'm Sean.
Thank you for vlogging with me today.